Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people!
Sing along, Fish.
Welcome to the Monday edition of The Odds Couple, the more intimate edition of The Odds Couple. Some would say more intelligent, even, edition of The Odds Couple. We got a big show for you here today.
Only an idiot would say that, though.
Yeah, but only an idiot would say it. We will recap the big weekend in sports, including the NFL draft. We got some playoffs going on in both the NBA and the National Hockey League. We got the Kentucky Derby coming up this weekend. We got post positions for the Kentucky Derby and all 20 horses in that field. We got Champions League action coming up this week as well. We got free picks at the end of the show as well. I'm Rob Fisher. Thanks for joining us here on The Odds Couple. Lang Whitaker's alongside.
Hey,
hello, Lang. How are you?
I'm good.
Good weekend?
Well, Grizzlies ended our season.
Yeah.
But I actually had an event. John Roser's also here. I had something happen to me this week, and I want you guys' take on how I handled this. Sunday morning, I went and played golf. Came home to an empty house. Wife and son were out doing something. I opened up the garage door, pulled into the garage, and I don't ever know exactly how far in I've driven, so I always put it in reverse and use the reverse camera, and I know exactly how far to back up.
Right.
I put it in reverse, looked at the camera, and I noticed a giant snake coiled up on the corner, like behind my car. So I had driven in past this snake. I just didn't notice it, I guess. But the thing looked like it was at least 2 feet, all curled up, maybe 3 feet. It was huge. And so I had just seen someone post in like the neighborhood Facebook thing a couple of weeks ago that there were snakes around now. This time of year, there's been flooding.
Right.
So they had seen a water moccasin. I live pretty close to the water, so I'm like, oh, this might be like poisonous. Like, I don't know, what do I do?
You also have a dog?
I have a dog. So I'm sitting there in the car. I haven't gotten out of the car. And I think, all right, I guess what I should do is just try to close the garage door as fast as I can and wait till it's like kind of out the garage door and then close it as fast as I can. As I'm sitting there thinking about it, I see it come in the garage.
No!
It comes into the garage and like goes right in the corner behind my car. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
So now you don't have eyes on it?
I don't have eyes on it.
Oh, no.
And it's also like, I'm witnessing this whole thing in my car rear view camera thing. So it's not like I'm watching an HD, so I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So I put it in reverse like Terry. I back it out of the garage all the way out and close the garage door because I'm thinking now I've got it trapped.
Okay.
Well, at least I know where it is now, right? Like at least, and I can get out of the car, go into the house.
That did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought you were going to say you backed out so you could see if it would go where your car was, and then you were just going to run over it.
I would have done it if it had been like in the way, but it had gotten out of the way. And it was,
when you backed out, could you see it yet?
No, and I thought it. So like it had ducked into the garage, and there was a bunch of shovels and some tiles and crap there. So I figured out it's behind all this stuff. So I back out, close the garage door, go around to the front door of the house, let myself in, get a flashlight, and come back out, open the garage door, thinking, all right, like hopefully it'll get out.
Did you have a weapon?
No. Just my flashlight. I thought maybe the light would scare it. I wasn't sure. So I opened it up.
They're not gremlins.
I don't know. Maybe they are. Will you put water on it? So I get as close to that corner as I can, and I'm still terrified. I'm afraid it's gonna jump out and like, grab me, or like bite me. Yeah. So I'm like silent. I figure I'll hear it if anything, right? You'll hear it like banging around, moving stuff. I look on the ground. It had been raining Sunday morning, so I thought maybe I'd see like tracks of it into the dry garage, right? I don't see anything. I get down behind all that thing and shine the light back there. Nothing. So I look around. I get a little braver. I move some stuff. No snake where I thought it was. So I realized what must have happened was when I, in my rearview mirror, thought it ducked in the garage, it ducked right out of the garage and went around. I think. So for the last day, like I've been like keeping it really quick in and out of the garage, not leaving the door open from the house to the garage.
In the house by now, right?
Yeah, snakes it's in the attic.
But snakes can't climb stairs.
Oh,
They get walls. They get into walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're serpents. Like that's freaking Beelzebub. That's the animal of the devil.
Yeah.
Like you need to rid of them at all costs. You know, my buddy, about Wolf Chase? Mm-hmm. Now it's a fully developed area, but there's a neighborhood back there called Davies Plantation. And before that Wolf Chase area, there was no mall, none of it. Like before it was ever fully developed, like they had just started building some homes back there. And my buddy, when he was a kid, him and his family, his parents, they were like one of the first families to move in back there. So there's like nothing out there. So of course you have snakes out there. And he said one day he came home from school, and they usually walk in through the garage. They don't go through their front door because they park where the garage is, and they just walk into the garage door. He said, freaking coiled up rattlesnake just there, and they know it's a rattlesnake. You can hear it, like they know it. His dad's like, son, all right, we're gonna go in the front door. Goes in the front door. They walk in the front door, and he's like, all right, hang on. He goes to the back door, goes out back, goes to the shed, and gets an axe, and comes back out to the garage door and just starts hacking away with his axe at this snake and kills the rattlesnake doing that. So I was hoping I was going to get something like that.
I have killed snakes previously. When I was in college, I worked at summer camp, and 2 snakes got in like the pool house behind the pool, and there was a copperhead,
cottonmouth,
and a rattlesnake, and me and another guy killed him with a shovel.
Yeah, you just stab him in the head with a shovel.
But it took like 10 minutes to sever the head because snake skins were real tough, which we didn't really think about. We were using this dull shovel and just slamming on the thing and trying to get the head cut off.
And it sucks if you miss, because if you miss,
it's not happy.
It's not happy.
Well,
so you definitely got to get.
There were 2 of us.
Yeah,
one guy had a pole that he was just pinning it down so he couldn't move.
Yeah.
And then we kind of had eyes on the other one in the other corner, just hoping it wouldn't come near us.
To defend its friend or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think snakes are friends. They don't really.
I don't know. Do you think I handled it correctly, though?
Well, I guess. I mean, we don't know where the snake is, though.
No.
So
but you don't know where the snake is. Not knowing where the snake is still a problem.
I'm 95% sure he's not in the house because, like, the garage, there's a door between the garage and the house, and I checked, the door is like flush with the ground, like it couldn't get under that door.
Yeah.
So you think?
I mean, it could be in the garage somewhere still.
It could also be at the neighbors by this point.
I'm thinking it's in my backyard where there's water. Like there's a river behind my house.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it came from and probably where it was going.
Probably went back to the water.
Yeah.
Like, I got to go find that water.
Whew.
It's my habitat. It's where I belong.
That was my Sunday.
That is a tense start.
That was your Sunday.
My goodness.
I was down here
How
for
was your
exit
weekend?
interviews.
You were here for exit interviews?
Yeah, I was here. Well, I stayed for a little bit. I didn't stay for all of them because they lasted like all day.
I know.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to hear Zach Kleiman, Ja, Dez, and Jaron.
Yeah.
So it was Zach,
Where's the coach?
then Coach T.I., then it was supposed to be Ja, Dez, Jaron. Went all in that order except for Jaron. So I don't know if he was late. I don't know if he's in another meeting or something. Because, they do their meetings with the coaches in the front office, too. So it went Kennard, Santi, then Jaron.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we'll get your thoughts on that in a minute. When we get into some NBA playoffs and the Grizzlies as well. But first, one of the big things over the weekend was the NFL draft and the top 10 picks of the draft. I don't think there were any surprises in the top 10 other than, the trade to move up and get Travis Hunter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But one of the interesting things I think about this draft is when you ask people what are the top stories, top takeaways from this draft, and no one's list is that the Tennessee Titans took Cam Ward number 1 in the draft.
No, I mean
it's not a sexy pick at all.
But people
Why?
have been talking about that for months.
Just because we've known it.
Seems like it seems like it's been sort of a foregone conclusion, right?
Yeah,
because the most famous the thing is the most famous person in the draft went in the fifth round. Yeah.
Did you see the clip of Shador and Cam Ward like working out somewhere together?
Yeah.
And Shador's like, "Hey, we should make a song together," and Cam Ward's like, "No, I play football."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I don't want to make a song." He goes, "I don't want people to know me for making a song. I'm a football player."
Yeah, the big story was Shador Sanders for sure. The top 5 quarterbacks taken were Cam Ward, Jackson Dart also taken in that first round, Tyler Shuch, Jalen Milroe, and Dylan Gabriel go in top 5.
So Jalen Milroe to Seattle, I hate that because I love Jalen Milroe.
And you hate Seattle.
And I hate Seattle.
Yeah.
So I
Dylan
really don't
Gabriel's
like
a
that.
weird pick.
Dylan Gabriel's weird. So Cam Ward, he might be really good. He might be.
Yeah.
Like he might end up being really. I don't know.
But he's not going to get the chance at first, is he?
Right.
Why?
Jackson Dart's not good.
Why is he not gonna get a
Tyler
chance?
Shuck is not.
Because his
Tyler
team's no
Shuck is
good.
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll get the chance, but he won't.
Yeah.
I mean, how
I
successful
thought you
can
meant
he
he was
be?
they're gonna put him on the bench behind Will Levis.
No, I mean, I think he'll get the chance. I just don't know if the opportunity's a good one.
Yeah.
So of those, put that back up. Like of these guys, like I could see Cam Ward. Cam Ward could be good. Jackson Dart's terrible. Tyler Shuck is terrible, and I think Dylan Gabriel's terrible. Milroe, if you get him with the right QB coach who can actually get him to develop like to where
Yeah.
he can make short throws, like you may have something there
I saw
because he's
him-
fast as hell and he can throw a deep ball.
I saw him shred Georgia in person earlier this year when they had 28 points in the first half.
Yeah.
In Tuscaloosa. I was at that game. He looked like friggin' Michael Vick. Like, he
Who
was
who
unbelievable.
coaches him and the kind of coaching he
Yeah.
gets is that's gonna matter a bunch. But
the Tyler show,
dude,
pick,
he can't move.
That's hilarious to me, just because I'm a Falcons fan, and the Saints drafting a 27-year-old quarterback in that high up.
He can't move.
Yeah, he's got issues. Like I don't know. I'm glad. I thought they were going to take Shador.
He's like broke his leg like 5 times.
Yeah. Shador goes to the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round.
Right after
and-
they took Dylan Gabriel.
Right after they took Dylan Gabriel. Yeah. So Shador goes to the Browns. Why?
What is that picture?
That's Shador. You
Is
like
that
it?
AI as hell or
Grok.
that is definitely some grok.
The Grok Picasso
That
notices
is
it.
grok.
Is this a good landing spot for him?
No.
Whatever.
They already have 3 other quarterbacks.
4.
Yeah.
He should be able to beat Dylan Gabriel.
For what, though? To be the third QB?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know you can get right now? I think DraftKings has it. You can get Joe Flacco 12-1 to be the opening day, to be the week 1
Yeah,
starter.
I
And
think
I'm like,
that's
I
pretty
think I would
good.
take that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. The favorite is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Like, why are we starting Kenny Pickett? Why would we do that?
They have Flacco, Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. Who else?
Like
They have one other
Flacco's
one.
Deshaun, right?
Huh?
Don't they have Deshaun?
Oh, yeah,
still?
Deshaun Watson, but he's hurt.
But he's hurt. But Flacco's the only one that like has ever shown that he's actually like a capable starting quarterback in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
Gabriel and Shador are obviously rookies, and Kenny
no.
Pickett's never. Yeah,
He had to
maybe
hand
go,
it to
man.
him.
We need to start that guy. Like
Yeah.
How'd your team do?
a bunch of defense. We drafted some offensive players later, but we went Michael Williams from Georgia,
Go Dogs.
the Collins defensive tackle from Texas, and we took a defensive tackle from Indiana, and we took a linebacker from Oklahoma State who chased down Xavier Worthy in the Big 12 title game 2 years ago. That was awesome. But no, the defensive linemen we draft, like they're legit specialty. So far, the one thing they all do well right now, but they have to develop their pass rushing skills. But the thing they are all do great at is they're great at stopping the run, which we were terrible against the run. So it's kind of like, okay, let's get back to basics on defense. What do we need to do first? We need to get better at run defense.
Yeah.
And we've got to stop runs. So.
Falcons,
see.
My Falcons were terrible getting sacks last year. They couldn't pressure the quarterback. So the 15th pick, they got Jalen Walker from Georgia, who was projected as a top 10 pick, fell to 15, got him. And then they traded up in the bottom of the first round and got James Pierce from Tennessee, who, everyone thought this guy was going to be a top 3 pick going into last season. And then he was terrible at Tennessee last year. And I don't know if that was Tennessee or if it was scheme or him or what, but they got him. I also got Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, that safety. They got him in the 3rd round.
I thought y'all did pretty good. You need defense, and you drafted a bunch. Like you may hit a home run on Pierce. You might. Like you did.
We better because we traded next year's 1st round pick to get him.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying. Our GM traded up twice, and I'm like he's drafting like he knows he's about to get fired.
Like you better fix the defense fast.
Yeah. He traded 2 picks from next year, and you're like, all right. If the defense is better, we'll be a way better. We should win the division. Like, we should be a good team. But I don't know.
He's not caring about those picks in the future.
Maybe they think they're going to get some for Kirk Cousins from somebody. I don't know.
I would say I'm interested in just speaking like your division, the Panthers, because Bryce Young actually started to look like. He was good. He looked like he dude, there's no way you can play this guy ever. It's that.
He was
It was like Nathan
and
Peterman
they
bad.
benched him.
And he benched him, and then they eventually brought him back, and he actually looked like, okay, there's something here. There's a competent quarterback here. And
he beat the Falcons the last game of the year when the Falcons needed a win, and they couldn't stop Bryce Young. Like,
and we know Xavier Legette, because he eats raccoon, and he's funny and goofy, and they got Chuba Hubbard, and they drafted the kid from Arizona, the Tet McMillan kid. So they're obviously going to put the resources around Bryce Young. Like, we'll see. I don't know if they have the offensive line, but
they also drafted Princely Umanmian from Ole Miss.
They did?
They got Trevor Etienne from Georgia. Like, they got some good players. I'm looking through this list.
We'll see if they can block for Bryce Young.
Yeah, they didn't draft any linemen.
Yeah.
But, maybe they can figure out a way to protect him. Because, something with Bryce Young, he can scramble. Like, he's all right. But he was just, every time I watched him play before, like, the start of last year, anytime you'd flip on the Panthers or on Red Zone, it was just Bryce Young running for his life. No matter who they were playing, what the situation was, always Bryce Young just with his back to the line of scrimmage running, trying to get away from trouble.
Yeah.
All right. So, watch that Tyler Shuck guy. The Saints better have the best offensive line in, NFL history. I'm serious. Show highlights of that guy and watch him roll to his right and try to run, and it's like... Yeah, that's. I remember because I bet on them last year when they played SMU. So I watched this game, and I think SMU beat them. But it's not like Shuck had a bad game. I think he threw 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, threw for 200 and something yards. It was not bad. But I do remember watching it, going, "Oh my gosh, this guy can't move. He's a statue in the pocket. He cannot roll out." So. That just seems to be something that's kind of important in the NFL now. Your quarterback better be able to move.
Yeah. All right, how about a couple of big beats from the weekend?
Right.
One, how about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick to conclude the draft. Coming off a career year, 37 tackles, 6 pass breakups, 2 sacks. Also played at Texas Tech and Indiana earlier in his college career. Second Tiger to be Mr. Irrelevant. Lonnie Ballantyne back in 2014 was also Mr. Irrelevant.
Feels like the Patriots are always the one drafting Mr. Irrelevant, doesn't it? It feels. I mean, maybe because they were winning the Super Bowl every year, but it does feel like it's always them.
Is Brock Purdy the best Mr. Irrelevant ever?
If you want to go kicker, Ryan Suckup. He's played the most games. Good. There's only 5 Mr. Irrelevants that have played 100 games, at least 100 games in the NFL, which is a lot of games to play. Because, some of these guys back then, you were talking about 16-game seasons. I just did on the Chris Vernon show, if you played 5 seasons in the NFL, that gets you to 80 games.
Right.
So playing 5 seasons is a lot to play in the NFL. So Purdy's played 25.
Yeah, there's not a lot of great.
No, it's not. It's not. There's really not a lot at all. There's only 5 guys that have played over 100 games. I think there's 1 or 2 that played 70 something, 60 something. But no, it's. I almost feel like your best chance for success for a Mr. Irrelevant is probably to draft a kicker.
A kicker?
Yeah.
Why not? Take the best kicker that's out there.
It's also where if you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance.
But you get a lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
That's not bad.
Yeah, they get a nice little deal, and they get to be called Mr. Irrelevant.
Do they get a fast pass?
You would hope
no,
so.
he has to go last.
Number 2, how about the Baby Bears, the Chicago Cubs, first place in the National League Central.
Okay.
They're the first team in baseball history to have at least 35 home runs and 35 stolen bases through 25 games in a season. How about that?
Wait, they have what?
35 home runs, 35 stolen bases through 25 games.
Who's the guy they have? The Kyle Tucker? Yeah, that guy. Is he killing it?
He's killing it.
Yeah. Don't they owe him money?
They signed him to a 1-year deal, so they might want to.
So they're going to have to pony up for him. Also, go Giants.
Go Giants.
Yeah, my Giants.
Where are they at right now?
19-10, first place in the NL West. I mean, that'll change because the Dodgers will hit a run where they win 36 games in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Buster Posey running things there.
Yeah. Tim Lincecum. Madison Bumgarner.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Shout out to Billy Swift.
Yeah.
And John Burkett.
Matt Olson. No.
Matt Williams.
Matt Williams.
I think of Vegas.
Yeah, and Rich Aurelia.
Rich Aurelia. My goodness. All right, and then the Joker, on our weekly look at the Joker and SGA, this week it falls on Joker. He scored 20-plus points in 21 consecutive road playoff games. That is the second longest such streak by a center in NBA postseason history, trailing only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's streak of 34 games from 1973 to 1982. 20-plus in 21 consecutive road games for the Joker. He's been pretty unbelievable.
impressive.
Yep,
Best
very
player in the
impressive.
world.
Best player in the world.
But
All right.
CM Punk, best in the world.
Best in the world. Let's take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll talk NBA. We also got some fish nuggets. We'll get Roser's thoughts on the exit interviews and discuss that as the Grizzlies season came to a close. We'll do all that when we return here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
In honor of George Foreman, decided to do a pick six on 6 greatest heavyweight boxers of all time.
Number 4, my guy, Mike Tyson. There is no greater feat that I've had. Like if I had my Mount Rushmore of things that I've accomplished in my life, the very first time I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple Monday edition of the program. We'll be back with you again on Thursday as we will look ahead to the weekend, which includes the Kentucky Derby coming up this weekend. We'll get you the post positions coming up here a little bit later on in the hour. Also, we got Champions League games starting tomorrow, semifinals of the Champions League starting tomorrow. So we'll show you those lines as well. The Grizzlies season came to a close on Saturday as they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder 117-115, swept in the 4 games against the Thunder. It got a little closer every game. But the Grizzlies not able to pull off the win. Thursday, obviously, was the heartbreaker where the Grizzlies led by 26 at the half. Ja Morant got injured, and the lead just dwindled away. And then a great effort on Saturday in an elimination game, but just not enough for the Grizz against the Thunder. Yesterday was exit interview day for the Memphis Grizzlies. John Roser, you were there.
I was there.
For exit interview days.
For a little bit.
Anything of note stand out? The thing you remember the most?
Zach Kleiman. I have not seen Zach look that nervous since probably his first press conference when he was introduced as GM of the Grizzlies. And I think that's because this is the first time where it's kind of okay. Like there's issues now. Like there's right. You got a lot of there's real questions to be answered. Where I think the past years you could kind of pass the ball on down. You could just kind of roll it over into next season and we can see some things here. And now it's like, No, like, man, you got swept and you're not good enough. And, you look back and you used to have a bunch of veterans on your roster, and now it's those 3 guys and you don't have veterans. And this is kind of what you look like. And you could tell it. Anybody that was in there could tell it.
It's always been like youth has been the answer to any question about this Grizzlies team the last 5 years, right? Like, hey, why aren't we competing? Oh, we're still it's youth. We got all these young guys. We're developing. And even when you finish the 2 seed a couple years in a row, you're like, oh, well, we're not quite there yet, but we're really young. We're going to keep getting there. And now all of a sudden it's like the youth is the answer for the wrong reasons. Youth is why we weren't able to get further than we got. Youth is why we had that second half swoon and ended up as the 8 seed. And now they've got to figure out how to fix that.
And they don't have a lot of money to make things work. They've got about $6.5 million in salary cap space that can balloon up to $17 million if you renounce rights to Santi Aldama. I don't think they're going to do that, because then you would lose bird rights and the ability to pay him more. So you'd lose the ability to sign and trade if possible. Just your options go down if you do that. So they're going to have about $6.5 million in cap space. They're going to have about the $14 million non-taxpayer mid-level. They'll have a $5.1 million biannual exception, and they will have, I believe they've got like $8.5 million in trade exceptions. The problem with that is, when never been a big free agent destination, and it's also, go look at the list of like true unrestricted free agents. There will be some other guys who become free agents because players will decline their player options. Teams will decline a player if there's a team option. A team will decline an option. So like you could see some guys become available, but like if you just go look at the list of unrestricted free agents, there's not a lot there. There's probably one guy I think that you would offer, if you're going to use that mid-level, that you'd offer the full mid-level to, and it'd be Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But outside of that, like it's going to take, if they're going to stay married to Ja, Dez, and Jaren as that core 3, it's going to take some serious creativity to upgrade this roster, and you're also going to count on some serious internal development with Zach Edey.
Yeah. Well, I think the trade market's what they're going to have to do if they're going to do that, and that's the one thing they've been pretty active in. They haven't signed a ton of free agents. They have made a lot of trades the last.
And that's also a thing. Like what you will find when you do try to make these trades, you're going to find out what the value of some of your players are. You find out what the true value is of a lot of your players around the league. So they got a lot of stuff to do. And Zach Kleiman said himself, it's not good enough. Well, I've been talking about this nonstop for the last 24 hours. I really have. I've been asked so many times about this. I think the other biggest thing for this team, I think they need, it's just my opinion. It's my own personal opinion. I think they need an experienced NBA coach. I think you have a group of Ja Morant heading into his 7th season, Jaren Jackson Jr. heading into his 8th season. This is not when you hired Taylor Jenkins and those guys were in their 2nd year and rookie year, and you can grow together and learn and develop together. Like Jaren and Dez and Ja are all in going into 6th, 7th, and 8th seasons. Like these guys are ready to win, and you need an experienced. To me, you need an experienced coach that knows the ins and outs of the NBA. It doesn't mean Coach Isola is not going to be a really good NBA coach one day, but I just think where they are right now, I don't know if it fits the timeline. But all the players praised him. They did. They all, like, Ja loves him. And
the other thing you could do is, I was thinking about this last night, is if Isola's your guy, your assistant coaches need to be guys like, look at the Lakers. Like they went and hired JJ Redick. The assistant, I was watching the Lakers game the other night. The assistant coaches are Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks. Yeah. Like 2 dudes who've been coaches for 30 years, head coaches for a long time. And then they have other assistants who were kind of been around.
You got real experience. You got real experience. No, it's Jeff Van Gundy sitting next to Ty Lue. Terry Stotts, who's he's an assistant for? Is it Dallas?
Dallas, yeah.
Dallas. So you got guys
and
like
Frank Vogel is one of the Dallas assistants.
Like No, that's absolutely a thing that you could do. But yeah, they got a lot of questions to answer this.
I do
sure. I think honestly, like the biggest thing is like, the guy you're building the franchise around has to be available to play games. Yeah. Like it is very, very difficult to build around a guy that plays 50 games every year, and the truth is, He has gotten hurt in each of the last 3 playoff series you've played. Whether or not, as Josh said yesterday, they've been a lot of times he got injured this year. They're freak things. The freak things seem to happen to you. So, it's you got to be available.
Yeah. Availability.
It's the best ability.
That's right. All right. How about some fish nuggets?
I love
Let's get
nuggets.
some fish nuggets. All right. Ready for some nuggets? We're all over the place here on the Nuggets today. We're going to start in the NBA and start with the Detroit Pistons. Pistons have lost an NBA record 9 consecutive home playoff games.
Wow.
Their last home win in the postseason was May 13th, 2008.
It's almost 20 years ago.
Jeez.
I also, hey, John, I told Fish this earlier. I saw a stat that Pope Francis never got to see the Pistons win a playoff game during his pontificate. just a nugget. That's a Lang nugget.
That's a Lang.
We had a caller on our post game the other day that said we should.
Oh my goodness, the Pope theory.
Yeah, that we should hire the Pope or something. Like I lost track of it.
I think it was Patino. Hire Patino because he's the Pope.
Yeah, so we would have the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit on our bench.
That's a lot.
I was like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
He was very drunk.
All right.
It was not me.
No, it was a
Wasn't the first
loyal
call.
viewer of Grind City Media. I know who it was.
Luka Doncic has scored at least 27 points in 15 straight playoff games, passing Wilt Chamberlain for the third longest streak in NBA history. Elgin Baylor did it 17 times, Michael Jordan 16. So Luka right there on the verge. All right, some college football or NFL draft news. A list of every running back over the past 3 college football seasons to record 1,500 rushing yards, 500 receiving yards in the same season. That list is one player.
Over 3 seasons.
Cam Scattaboo.
That'd be way more impressive if it was like over the last 20
years.
seasons or something.
Yeah, I
but like
know.
3.
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure Christian McCaffrey probably did that when he played college football.
I just wanted to get Cam Scattaboo involved
yeah,
in the
that's
show.
fine. I can't hate on that.
All right. Cam Ward will wear number 1 in Tennessee, which the Titans retired in Warren Moon's honor in 2006.
I read
Warren
about
Moon didn't
that.
even play for the Titans.
No, he played for the Oilers.
know.
So,
But Cam Ward asked permission, and Warren Moon said you can have it.
yeah, how about
Yeah.
that?
I bet if it was a Houston Oilers number 1 jersey, Warren Moon would have said no.
And Lawrence Taylor said hell no to Abdul Carter.
I can't believe Abdul Carter. That is that is not being aware of who you are asking. Like that's like, bro, you don't ask Lawrence Taylor that. But I mean, I guess you got to give him credit for trying. I can't believe Lawrence Taylor didn't punch him.
Travis Hunter had only 4 dropped balls his entire college career. Impressed?
Wow.
It's great.
Cool. Good for him.
All right, baseball nugget. Paul Skeens has a career road ERA of 124. It's the lowest through the first 14 starts of any pitcher's career in baseball history.
Good for Paul Skeens. Is he having a good year? The Pirates
Yes.
suck, though, don't they?
Yeah,
They
I was
do.
going to say, I wonder what
they're
his one
bad.
loss
They're
is.
in like a battle
it's
with their
3-2
fan
now?
base.
No, what his one loss is in those 14 starts.
Oh, yeah. I would
Probably
say
not great.
I'd say probably
500?
9-5, maybe.
Yeah.
I do want. Since you had, we'll get through these, and I'll ask you about one of these.
All right, next one.
got a
Eugenio
question.
Suarez, first player in baseball history to homer in 4 consecutive at-bats in a game, but still lose the game to the Braves.
In extra innings, to the Braves.
I saw that.
And then a hockey nugget. Carolina Hurricanes have won Game 2 in each of the last 10 playoff series in which they won Game 1. Ties the NHL record for consecutive Game 2 wins following a Game 1 victory set by the Oilers from 1985 to
It
1988.
feels like that was a Gretzky era.
Oh, yeah.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you: do you think Travis Hunter will be a better wide receiver or a corner?
I think
Since you brought up that he's only dropped 4 balls in college.
I think immediately he'll be a better corner. Eventually, a better wide receiver.
I think he'll be really good at both, but will he be great at either?
Is it one of those things we look up after 2 seasons and they're like, okay, he's just going to need to play one of these positions? Because if you're the Jaguars, you
know.
trade what you trade because you're like, we're
I'm
getting a
getting 2
corner
guys.
and a wide receiver. I'm getting both of those guys with a number 2 pick.
I don't know. I mean, the way he's been able to do it and the number of plays he's playing. I mean, maybe he won't play every play like he's been playing in college where he's playing all but, 1 or 2 plays a game.
It feels like the NFL route sophistication and playbooks are way more complicated than probably what
Sure.
they are in college. So it's like sometimes they will say, where is the time to learn both?
But I'll say this. I mean, he's to be able to play both and to be able to play them both at the level that he played them at in college, he's got to be a very high IQ football player.
So what it means, they cannot have the Jaguars. They cannot have their wide receiver meeting and their cornerback meeting at the same time. Also, you will have to change when you have your overall offensive meeting and your overall defensive meeting. You can't do those at separate times if he's going to start.
Or they just got to record it and he'll watch it at home.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, let's take a break here on The Odds Couple. When we come back, Who Said It? The game show that has swept the world. That is next here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour. Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
All you American wrestling fans out there, watching this international road to WrestleMania should be a wake-up call. Turn up at these shows. Stop being so spoiled, because Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes,
I love it.
Cody Rhodes.
Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks.
Yeah.
I'm wagging my finger because you're telling those people that they need to do better.
Yeah.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel. In honor of George Foreman, decided to do a pick six on 6 greatest heavyweight boxers of all time.
Number 4, my guy, Mike Tyson. There is no greater feat that I've had. Like, if I had my Mount Rushmore of things that I've accomplished in my life, the very first time I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker alongside Rob Fisher and John Roser on the Monday edition of The Odds Couple. It's smarter, it's quicker, it's more agile. And now it's time for the game show that has swept the country from coast to coast, from Memphis to Bristol, Connecticut. It's time for Who Said It?
Who Said It?
There's your theme song. So now we listen to quotes from people around the world of sports and try to guess who said these things. And we usually start off, guys, with a couple of bonus clips. This one I think John Roser in particular is going to really appreciate. I saw this the other day on the Twitter. A person from New Orleans, from Louisiana, was driving with their father, and they ran into Coach O.
Oh, no.
And Coach O, we know, has a Cajun background.
Oh, yeah, don't.
And the father has a Cajun background. Here's a video of the two of them speaking French to each other.
Oh, no.
French, I want to hear.
Ouais, c'est pas bon? C'est trop fort. C'est 4 degrés. Ouais. T'as tout tué les fatums. Hey, viens à Miami. C'est tout ton show. Oh, ouais. C'est beau. C'est tout beau. C'est tout bon. Ouais. T'as une maison là-bas? Un cadeau. Bon, tout mon maison.
It's just this for about a minute.
Oh, okay.
Coach O looks like he's living his best life.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Hello.
Ouais, mais ça coûte d'autres à Miami. Oh, no. I can't afford that. Jacques can afford that.
Anyway,
Coach O.
That was a great little clip. And also, this has nothing to do with sports. But I don't know if you guys...
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, they
Coach
paid him $16.9 million
to stop coaching at LSU.
It ends this year, December 2025.
Yeah.
Man.
He said, I can't afford that. He's talking about something in Miami. I don't know what, but I think maybe he could afford it. Yeah. Here's another clip. This is not from the world of sports.
Right.
This is just from the news, but I also saw this on social media. There was some sort of accident in Australia. I don't know if you guys saw this. And just watch this clip and watch the witnesses when they come on and describe what they saw.
Right.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. Two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, run, he's got a gun. And our heart started to pound, and I said, oh, Mum, where's Mum? And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, are you all right? Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes,
you guys that stunned looks on your face.
You. She goes, hey, I'm here to help.
And Mum distracting him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, I'll find you and I'll shoot you.
That's
all I was thinking about when
food could not get here fast enough. I mean, just eat. I would just keep ordering, so they just keep eating and don't talk.
Apparently, this is a thing that can happen with twins. I did some research, and it's something that it's some sort of thing. They don't really know why it happens, but their brains seem to kind of be in sync, and they can just kind of finish each other's sentences. And
man, they were starting each other's sentences.
It's incredible. Impressive. That's one of the most amazing things I've seen.
That was crazy.
All right, let's get to some quotes. John, a minute ago we were talking about Travis Hunter's football IQ.
Yes.
Right. Here's the quote, and then we'll talk about why I picked this one. So this is a big concept for them. They have the tight end at 3. They have only have so many concepts. They run from the tight end at 3 with speed in the slot. My corner was actually supposed to give me an undercall, so I was supposed to end up on 1. He would end up on 2. Who said it?
Who said it?
You're not going to get this.
No.
Yeah, probably not.
It was somebody from the draft.
Like first round?
Second, I think.
Oh gosh, dude, what?
My point being is, like, as much as we all think we know about football,
no, we know nothing about football.
This is Malachi Starks from Georgia, drafted by the Ravens.
He went in the first round.
Well, yeah, into the first round. But watch this clip, and they ask him to break down. The Ravens filmed a video with him. They show him an iPad with some of his plays from when he played at Georgia, and he immediately just goes into like the most incredible football
talk.
Yeah, that you've ever. Just watch this.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here, all right? So I got some plays here.
Okay, cool.
From your college career.
Let's do it.
And I want you to take a look at some of these and break down what you're seeing on these plays.
Okay.
You probably know this one right off the bat when you see what this play is.
So this was a big concept for them. This is trips. They have the tight end at 3. They only have so many concepts they run from the tight end at 3 with speed in the slot. My corner was actually supposed to give me an undercall, so I was supposed to end up on 1. He would end up on 2. We're in cover 3, so I have hook droppers and I have my middle field safety, so just being able to use that and stay outside leverage. I make it seem like he's beating me. I get a good arm bar, so I'm able to turn around and find the ball. And once the ball's in the air, it's just about being comfortable, and I think I'm really good at being comfortable with the ball in the air. This is my first game. This is like my 4th play in the game. They're in trips. A lot of times when they get formation and boundary, they motion out to see what you're in, and most of the time try to get a matchup on a backer with a wide receiver or a slot running back to the field, being able to lose leverage, but they didn't, so they stayed in it. But with 2 being on the ball, I'm knowing that he's going vertical, but I'm also knowing that I'm losing Javon Bullitt, who's my help. He's not able to get a reroute, so I know I got to stay inside vertical. So when he gets to me, just being able to kind of do the same thing, just kind of arm bar. I'm in phase, so I'm able to look.
First game of the season.
And then whenever you look, you want to look at me, so you don't lose the receiver.
It was like 50-something to 3 or whatever.
At that point, it's just, making a play on
it's
the ball.
It's pretty incredible, though. Like, just, we think we know a lot about football, and then you see a guy just break down something.
Oh,
like
it's
that.
the same way with basketball too.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
with coaches and they start talking about it's
different stuff.
Like I heard Chris has always talked about is like for a season or so he sat next to Tayshaun Prince at the games, and like you see something happen, like something's happens on the left side of the court, and it's like, and Chris is like, oh, that idiot, blah blah blah, and Tayshaun's like, that happened because of this one guy over here that is totally away from the play. That is why that all happened right there. Because like, what?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It is pretty cool. All right, clip 2. All I will say is the president put out a statement, and a few rounds later, Sanders was drafted. So I think the facts speak for themselves. Who said it?
Mel Kiper.
J.D. Vance. Cleveland, he's Ohio.
That's good.
And he's
That's a good guess.
I
think he's from West Virginia, though. But
no, J.D. Vance, Ohio.
I think he's from West Virginia. Though.
Yeah, but he's an Ohio guy.
The hillbilly elegy. That's
yeah.
him. Anyway,
Hang on.
Now Roser's looking up where J.D. Vance is from.
He's an Ohio guy. Represented Ohio in the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, but where's he from?
Well, who gives a crap about that? Born in Middletown, Ohio, and raised in primarily eastern Kentucky.
We're on the West Virginia thing. All right, hey, run the clip.
Right. Rose was right.
After the president's Truth Social post, the Browns finally took Shadur Sanders. Does the president think he deserves credit for Sanders getting picked? And does he think going to the Browns is better than being undrafted?
Hey, all I will say is the president put out a statement, and a few rounds later he was drafted. So I think the facts speak for themselves on that one, Peter.
So it was a White House press secretary.
I was close, though. I knew it was somebody, yeah.
Caroline Levitt. Yeah, you were in the world of politics.
Yeah, I was in the area.
You were close. I was impressed. He came out with J.D.
Isn't she
Vance
married to like a 70-year-old?
Yeah, he's like someone like super old. Yeah.
Bill Belichick?
It's similar to that. I wanted to put one of those
She's not
clips.
that young.
I wanted one of those CBS Sunday morning clips.
She's young. She's not that young.
Have you watched that from this Sunday?
Man, that is awkward.
Belichick.
Real awkward.
Oh, yeah. I almost tried to put
We're
one of
not
those
going to
in.
talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Dude asked how they met, and she's in the
She's
background.
like, no.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Like,
shuts
what?
it
He
down.
find you like a brothel or something? Like what is it like?
All right, clip 3. Last year, the Dodgers faced down adversity. You entered the playoffs battered and bruised, but not broken. When you ran out of the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular, and pitchers, I guess you could say, in really particular. Who said it?
Bruce Bochy. No idea. Is Bruce Bochy in baseball still?
Yeah, he's the manager of the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
That giant head.
I have no
Well,
idea.
that's weird because the Dodgers won the
Let
World
me read
Series.
it again in the voice
Okay.
of the person.
Yeah, otherwise I would just go Aaron Boone.
When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's
Donald
called
Trump?
sports.
Is that Donald Trump?
Roll the clip.
Here the Dodgers faced down adversity. You entered the playoffs battered and bruised, but not broken. When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular, and pitchers, I guess you could say, in really particular.
Wow.
It's called sports. It's called baseball. That's President Trump.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I thought that was a great one.
Nice impression, by the way.
Was it good, right?
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
did a pretty
bad.
good Trump.
Wasn't bad.
I like it when he gets into like the part of the
Yeah,
voice.
but
He's
it's
like,
not that.
Yeah, they had great arms, but it's called sports. Yeah. You're in
Did
out.
you see him hanging out with Saquon Barkley yesterday?
Yes, yeah. I saw
Yeah,
that.
he's just Saquon Barkley
Saquon
traveling on like Air Force
put out a
One
tweet
with him.
today. He played golf with him.
Oh,
apparently.
okay.
Yeah.
Saquon put out a tweet.
And he was like, "Look, I played golf with Obama last week. Like, stop trying to make this political." He
Yeah,
goes, I had a
right.
chance to meet the president. I wanted to meet the president.
Yeah.
All right, clip 4. You're going to make $2 million a wide receiver? That's the homie at Ohio State. I'm not giving no wide receiver $2 million in college.
That is Fran Brown. That's the head coach of Syracuse.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't even have the quote. I just have a tweet with him saying it. But
The video's amazing.
yeah.
He's like, I mean, he's a
Who said it favorite.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, man, and he absolutely got Kyle McCord drafted. Kyle McCord, like 2 years ago to Ohio State, it was like,
Yeah.
They just threw him away. Like, well, we've got they went and got
Howard.
Will. They went and got Will Howard, and McCord was thought to be terrible. And he goes to Syracuse, put up great numbers playing at Syracuse, and it got himself drafted.
Yeah. All right, clip 5. He was incredible. He did everything within his power to will them to a win. He was shooting it from Yucatan. Who said it? Rosa broke the Who Said It machine.
He was incredible.
I'll go with Rudy Gobert on Ant.
I will go with J.B. Bickerstaff talking about Karl Anthony Towns.
Fish is close. Roll it.
What did you two fellas think about the 40-year-old tonight?
He was incredible. He did everything he could in his power to try to will him to a win. He was shooting it from Yucatan. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway. How's he not one of your favorite players in the league?
Sure. He caught one of them in transition, and I was like kind of closing out, and I'm like, he's not about to shoot this. And he lunged. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun to watch him like be competing against him today for sure.
Anthony Edwards has been having a great playoffs.
Having a great playoff.
This is man
coming out.
Swept KD and Devin Booker last year, then beat Joker on a Game 7 in Denver, and if he can pull off beating LeBron, Luka, like that's. I thought the Lakers were going to go to the finals this year, but
I did.
Doesn't appear that's going to happen. They need more
players.
They need a big man. Like they really need a big man. Like it's like Jackson Hayes. You cannot play him. It's.
All right, last one. Clip 6. Reporter says, does it bother you when people say you should be playing in a different city? The player says, I'm bothered if I don't eat. If I ain't got the meal, I'll call my people. Hopefully some food will come. Bother means like stuff throughout the day, like the dog pisses on the floor. That bothers me. But telling you to go somewhere or do this, nah, it can't. Who said it?
Who should be playing in another city?
Giannis?
Ooh. That's a good one.
I'm trying to think of
who's already been on the move before the season's even over.
I mean, our point guard that could absolutely be something, but like nobody, we would know that quote. We would have heard that. Yeah.
I don't think Jai is a dog either. I've never heard him mention that before.
I like Giannis. I like your pick, Giannis. That's a good one.
Okay, Giannis.
Yeah.
You should be in a different market. Like you shouldn't be here. Does it bother you when people
That's not a bad
put
one
stuff
either.
like that out there in your head?
My bother, like if I don't eat, I ain't got the meal, I'll call my people. Hopefully some food, something like that. So all the bothering like that don't bother me.
It shouldn't
bother me like stuff throughout the day. The dog piss on the floor or something, bother me, little stuff like that. But telling me to go somewhere or do this, or nah.
I was about to be wait. He has to call his people to get food.
Yeah,
but probably does because like he can't just like
can't
order
walk over to McDonald's or something.
right, and he probably can't just like order DoorDash or Uber Eats to his place because then it's like some random driver like knows exactly where you live.
Yeah.
Like, so you probably do have to get your friends to go get it for you.
Do you call your people to get food?
No, I don't.
Is that what you call his girlfriend?
she did go to the grocery store today. I think she did go to the grocery store today.
Well, that's good.
But if she didn't, I'm going. So
All
yeah.
right. Well, that's your clips.
All right,
That's
let's take a quick break. We'll come back and some free picks to get out of here, including the Kentucky Derby odds. We'll show you the post positions for that, too, when we return here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
In honor of George Foreman, decided to do a pick six on 6 greatest heavyweight boxers of all time.
Number 4, my guy, Mike Tyson. There is no greater feat that I've had. Like if I had my Mount Rushmore of things that I've accomplished in my life, the very first time I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple Monday edition of the Large Program. We're wrapping things up here today. We'll be back with you on Thursday at 2 o'clock as well, as we will look ahead to the weekend and want to look ahead at a couple of things coming up this week right now as we end the show today. One of the things coming up this week is the Kentucky Derby, and the post positions are out for the 20-horse field.
Yeah, so there's some horse that costs like $2,500 and it might win.
What do you mean cost? Oh, yeah? They bought it for that much?
Yeah, and it might win.
Right now, my early favorites are Rodriguez, the 4-horse, and Grande, the 10-horse.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Bob Baffert.
It's Baffert and Mike Smith, and then you have Pletcher and John Velasquez as well. Those are the first 10. There are 10 more horses in the field.
I like the one named Journalism.
Journalism, yeah, that's right. Journalism out there. Yeah, so there you go. There are the 20. We'll have it all broken down for you, though, on the Thursday program. And,
well, hang on. I gotta figure out what this... Oh, they already took the page down. Come on.
Oh, no. What'd you have?
No, Wolkin wrote about it.
About the Derby?
Yeah, it's... Well, no, hey, put the horses back up. I've got the trainer's name. Put the horses back up. Ethan...
Dwayne Lucas?
No, his damn name's not on here. What the hell is this?
Well, look at the next 10.
Oh, yeah, we need the other 10. Okay.
Asmussen.
Ethan West, Chunk of Gold. That's an amazing name. Said Chunk of Gold could actually win the thing.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. In the 19th slot.
He has a real chance. How about Chunk of Gold?
Got to come from the outside.
That's right.
I like that.
Don't forget we got the Champions League games coming up this week as well. Semifinal action. You have Arsenal taking on PSG. Arsenal is the slight favorite there at plus 110. Get plus money. A draw is 240. And PSG plus 240.
And they may be in Arsenal. They may be angry. They finished once again. I believe the 3rd season in a row. They finished 2nd in the Premier League because Liverpool won their 20th Premier League title yesterday.
And
then ties Man United for most all time.
Oh,
go Reds!
And then on Wednesday you got Barcelona taking on Inter Milan. That'll be a Wednesday's action. Barcelona the favorite there at minus 155. Inter Milan at plus 380 on that list. And then we also have the hockey playoffs are going on.
Yes.
Have you been excited about the hockey playoffs?
I haven't watched them.
What's been happening there?
Haven't watched them.
No, haven't watched them?
I've seen some highlights of the Capitals and the Canadiens, but yeah, it looks like the Capitals are up 3-1.
I thought Winnipeg was like the big favorite, right? But the Blues have given them a
Blues came back to win the last two. Go to Winnipeg with that series even at 2 apiece.
Yeah.
Edmonton's come back to tie the Kings at 2 apiece as well. That was entertaining last night.
I saw Talman for the Blues. Yeah, big vibes. I like it. I like Talman. I'm a fan of that. I was calling myself Talman when I was helping lay out the crowd towels in the arena. And then Chris told me that there's actually a guy in St. Louis called Talman at the Blues games. You know, that's cool in sports when, like, a franchise has that. Because, like,
has a guy.
The crowd there are things in the crowd that can make it, that can add to the experience of the players playing on the court. I remember we had forever. Shout out Bongo Lady. Bongo Lady was a thing and was something else that added to the experience and the atmosphere at FedEx Forum during those grit and grind years.
No doubt about it.
So shout out Towel Man in St. Louis.
Absolutely. All right, free picks. Anybody got some free picks?
I got. The Pope conclave's supposed to happen this week. We're thinking, and I'm the leader in the clubhouse right now is Cardinal Pietro Parolin at plus 200. Mm-hmm. But I'm going with Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle. He's plus 225. He's from the Philippines. He would be the first ever Asian Pope. And then the next closest one is Cardinal Peter Turkson, who's plus 450. He's from Africa. He would be the first African Pope in something like 1,000 years. So, wow. But I think Cardinal Tagle is my guy. So I'm plus 225.
And we might have an update on that by Thursday.
We might, yeah. They're still unsure when the conclave is going to happen. The funeral was this weekend. All the cardinals have to get to Rome now. And Fish loves that I know this much about the Pope.
Yes. It's amazing. Because he saw the movie.
Yeah, I've also been reading about it, too. I read the New York Times. That's the other reason.
John, you got a free pick?
Yeah, I would take the we won't know until the fall. But as long as he doesn't get hurt between now and then, I would do the 12-1. Joe Flacco, just be the week 1 starter for the Cleveland Browns.
Joe Flacco, 12. I agree with you on that one. I got 4 on my baseball card tonight. I'll just go ahead and give them all to you. The Mets at Washington tonight. We're going with the Mets. We're going with Cleveland at home against Minnesota. The Yankees at Baltimore, and the Doyers.
The Yankees own
Marlins.
The Orioles, so we're going to take the Yankees and we're going to parlay an Aaron Judge home run.
Yeah, the Yankees only minus 120, so getting a good price on the Yankees as well.
Although when you got Willie Warren on the mound,
I
don't know if his first name's Willie, but I remember Willie Warren who played at Oklahoma with Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Couple
of hockey picks as well. Tampa at Florida. Going with Tampa as an upset tonight. Going with the Lightning and Colorado Dallas. Taking the Avalanche to win again tonight over the Dallas Stars. All right, there you go. There you have it. There's the odds couple, the Monday edition of the program.
The more elusive
edition of the show. We'll be back with you again on Thursday. Thursday will come your way at 2 o'clock live. CJ Hurd will join us for that. We'll talk Kentucky Derby. We'll have our trifectas all picked out for the Derby on Saturday. That'll come your way on Thursday, maybe. For John, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here today on The Odds Couple. We'll talk to you again at Thursday at 2 o'clock right here on Grind City Media.